Draws. I don't know. Okay. The actor who plays your brother, I can't remember his name.
Yes.
We saw him in the Woody Allen.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought that his rants at you were really hilarious.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. We never were there.
So
together.
Brotherly, you know. That's the kind of way brothers really talk to each other.
Yeah. I don't have a brother, so I don't know. But yeah. He was. Noah would make sure that he was always on the phone though when we did those scenes. And a lot of times, when you do movies, you don't have the person on the other end of the line.
Right.
So he always made sure he was there.
Yeah. There's a line in LA Plays Itself that's a really funny line. He says that people who hate Los Angeles love Point Blank, Lee Marvin film. And I think people that love Los Angeles would really love The Long Goodbye, and that's my favorite LA movies. Yeah. And this is more of a love Los Angeles, even though it's not really romanticized, obviously, and it's kind of an East, well, it's what, Silver Lake movie mostly, right? Silver Lake and Los Feliz?
Like more Hollywood, really. It was all like around, like La Brea and Fairfax and...
I thought that was... Vermont or something. They were driving up and down. When he's leaving for Australia, they're on La Brea.
That was we were on La Brea. Yeah, a lot of La Brea. Walking up and down Fairfax. I mean,
where's the house? The house is in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's Outpost. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I feel like it's that not love-hate thing, but just sort of that conflicted feeling about LA that I've had because I've been there for 20 years. And there's a sadness about it. There can be a real emptiness about it. The light there is so changeable, and the connection with the past and the history of LA I find really sort of melancholy. And then you just end up living 20 years of your life in a place. And then you just build up memories over those 20 years. So then, I start to have a nostalgic feeling for that. And I think that's with any city you live in for a long time. You start to feel like the city is part of you because you've had your life there. So I feel that for New York also. But I've been in LA now long enough that I start to feel that too. And but it's a sad place, I think, LA. And it's they're also very in a beautiful way. And I think that he really captured that. It's a place where you're just sort of alone with yourself a lot, and
a lot of sitting around on your own, a lot of writing, a lot of staring at computer screens.
Yeah,
I'm not one to talk, or I should be.
No, but you're right. And you've lived both places, right? Yeah. And you just recently you moved back here to the last?
In November of '08, because I just had this sudden urge to be. I felt I was missing time with my kids.
And has it been better being back?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love here, and I really like Los Angeles. I don't have a big problem with it, but I love it here, and it's just a different,
I miss it a lot. We have a place here.
You have a permanent...
We have a place here, yeah.
I know that I have come to realize that when you go back there, and you've been here for quite a while, there's so much about about Los Angeles that is immediately appealing if you need to get away from this city.
Yes.
And it feels, fragrant and just wonderful in many respects. Yeah. But that fades very quickly once you start settling in. Then you start. It's funny.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, and there's so many different aspects of the city too. Like you could take Pasadena or Santa Monica, or
there's too much driving.
Well, yeah, you can go crazy with the driving. And to walk those streets, when we were doing those scenes in the movie, walking, it's really interesting because you realize how much you drive those streets. Right. And when you're walking at a slower pace and actually taking in what's there, it's a totally different feeling.
I was mentioning to Reese. Yeah,
Reese, yeah.
No, I need somebody.
That, Paris, London, Rome in particular, there's literally hundreds of thousands of scooters.
Yeah.
Swarming all over the place, and not in the easiest, pretty intense traffic and everything. Nobody does scooters out in Los Angeles, and it's the perfect scooter environment.
Yes.
It would be a great way to get around, certainly faster.
Yes.
And nobody does it.
It's interesting.
I have, but it's like,
My friend Lori, who's a makeup and hair artist, she does it.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Original thinker.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea.
She's not scared of it, right? That's what I hear. Oh no, it's too scary. I'll get cut off, and
Everybody has their car. I think their car becomes your environment because you're in it so long.
Yeah. Are you a healthy Prius driver?
I am a I have a Lexus hybrid. Yeah. And
most of the people in your
have the
elite circles have hybrids, and
I thought, you know what? I decided to get a hybrid just because I felt like I wanted to be part of the solution somehow.
Right. Sure.
As much as it probably, you know, and then my friend told me it gets horrible gas mileage the one I bought. So, but it just feels like nowadays, like it's kind of ridiculous not to be trying to, you know, help the environment in some way. And but yeah, there's just so much driving in LA.
how funny is the Fockers thing? Is it? Are you satisfied with it? Is it?
I am optimistic about it because for me, I wanted to get back to the vibe of the first one, and you know, it being the third one, I didn't want it to be like, oh, you know, let's just throw more craziness and more wacky characters and just, you know, build, because you can't you can't do that anymore. So it sort of gets back to the vibe of the dynamic of the first one, and Owen coming back in, his character, and I think it's a little bit more, you know, just interpersonal relationships, and it was great to work with De Niro again, who I just, you know, love, and yeah, and Hamburg worked on the script, and Paul Weitz directed, so it had a slightly different vibe to it. And it's not like a really high concept idea. It's kind of just about being at the point in your life where you have two kids, trying to make mortgage payments, renovate the house, keep your job, and sort of, you know, just like kind of issues of, you know, families just trying to keep it together. So,
sex life goes out the window.
Sex life goes out the window, exactly. And you know, it's just it kind of just like getting through life, sort of thing. So we'll see though.
The more I love the undercurrent of rage in the first one. That was very funny.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
His rage at you, and
yes,
and almost a metaphor, almost like an anti-Semitic metaphor going on here, because they're all wasps, right?
That's, you know, it always rides the line of you know, the different cultures, which is which, I mean, is all, you know, all that stuff is all, I think, how people relate to each other without ever acknowledging it. It's, you know, we all, I mean, that's kind of even in the movie that I'm working on now, the Africa movie. It's just that idea of like the preconceived, you know, notions you have of people that you don't even realize. You know, like you know, you have an idea of what Africa is from in your head, in movies or whatever. And even if you think you're the most liberal-minded person in the world, you go there and you sort of go, oh, wait a minute, you know, this is different than I thought. I guess I did have some sort of skewed idea.
Do you anticipate you might shoot that film this year, or is it more of a?
Yeah, if it happened, it would be probably in the fall, I think, or like late summer, fall.
They're going to shoot it digitally? I guess everybody shoots digital now.
I don't want to shoot digitally. I like film.
What is going on with that? How many people actually talk about shooting on film? Is that really going away? Are we losing that?
You know, people say that, but you know, most people I talk to, or, you know, don't feel that it's gotten there yet. But I have a lot of people feel like in the next, you know, 5 to 10 years it'll be done. I talk to cinematographers who say that, which is just, it's, I don't know. For me, it's depressing, because I got, like, Reality Bites is the last thing that I got to edit. Actually, I got a chance to edit the whole movie on film, and it was right when everything was changing over, and I'm so glad that I had that experience. And there's something about the, you know, the tangible, you know, just that it actually exists, and the emulsion, and I don't think that can be replicated when you put it through the camera. I don't mind digital projection, because I think digital projection actually can give you a uniform thing where you can see movies that look beautiful. And a lot of times we see, like, projector lamps are bad, or, you know, you go to theaters in the middle of nowhere and it looks horrible, or the film scratch. And so I don't mind that, but the film I still am not sold has been beaten by digital.
Isn't there software that can manipulate or massage digital photography to make it look really
I guess
filmic?
so. I guess so, but, you know, I don't feel like it's ever yet gotten to that point where it's really, like, where it's better. And I think most cinematographers that I know feel that way too. But there is an amazing amount of freedom, and, you know, that you can have by and the size of the cameras, and being able to, you know, do things. And you know, people use them every once in a while within